Hi. So I'm going to give you some tips real quick. This is a very time limited thing, and please forgive, I'm getting over some coughing, so please forgive any coughing. um, but this is not an exact database replica of what you'll have, but it's similar. You've got, I believe, Academic Search Ultimate. I'm going to do a version of that. It's similar, Academic Search Complete, which is at the library I work at. Um, they're different versions of the same thing. And my guess is I can't access yours, so they probably work very similarly. Um, so in this top box, basically you want to put what your main search idea is. So, and it doesn't matter whether you have any capitalizations or not. Sometimes it'll populate and something down here is what you're looking for. Sometimes it won't, and that's okay. Pop it in and search. I tend to leave these as selective field just so it doesn't limit your options. And click search. As you can see, this has a lot of results. Before you worry too much about that, over here under limit to, hit full text. That way you don't have to worry about getting something through an interlibrary loan or something like that. That's possible if you're planning ahead, so certainly consider that. The other thing is consider your publication date. How far back do you really want to go for your whatever you're looking at? And that's going to depend on what you're looking at. Sometimes it's more important than others. It just depends. Move your date to whatever you want. My guess is for most of what you're looking for, you're going to want academic journals only, which you can hit here. If you want specifically peer-reviewed, you can hit this instead, which are in academic journals, but not everything in an academic journal is going to be peer-reviewed. So now that takes it down to 3,000. That's still too many to look at. So what is it about organizational behavior that you're looking for? Management and leadership. Hit search. That's still a lot. You can add another search term. You can look over here under subject, thesaurus term. Is there something here that you like? These will be, these subject terms are terms that the author assigns to it. These are ones that the editors will assign to it. So these thesaurus terms would be these subjects right here, okay? So if you click in this, you've got these right here, okay? Say, for example, you find a perfect article and you're like, this is fantastic. Because a lot of this is finding the right terminology that works for how the database thinks, okay? So is it actually organizational behavior that you're looking for, or is it transactional leadership or transformational leadership? Click on whatever one you're looking at. Then it repopulates everything, so you have to do your same limiters. Okay. Excuse me. And there you go. Okay. If you want something that's transactional leadership, but not, for example, motivation, you can add that. Okay. So play with it. So basically, it's going to force you to really get at what is it exactly that you're looking for. What words, and think creatively about what words um, do you want to use? And do you think best describe what you're getting at? Um, Now, this is, like I said, this is a super brief thing for this. Um, all of these have, if you open up the PDF, for example, all of these have over here on the right, they have citation tools. So use those. I assume you're probably using APA. And the other thing I would recommend, if you download it and print a copy, put it somewhere digital as well. Now, if you don't print a copy, then only put it digital. Like, I email it to myself. I don't download it. Yeah, I don't. I just email it. I email it to my Gmail. Um, that way, I've still got stuff from 10 years ago, but um, so that's just something to think about. Um, you can always go back to your result list with this. You can start a new search. The process, the different databases are going to look different, and they're going to have different buttons, and it's going to look different, so you're going to think that you have to approach things differently. But that's deceptive. You approach things pretty much the same. It's just finding the right buttons to push that do the same thing that they do in this database. Okay. Um, so they all do the same kind of thing. It just, they do it in a different kind of way. But I would start with Academic Search Complete for most of your projects. There's a couple of business ones. This vendor does a lot of databases, so Business Source Complete or Business Source Ultimate is probably what yours is called, if you've got it. And there's a couple of others. They look the same, and they work the same. So, they'll be easy to use as you get more comfortable with this style of database. The other main vendor is Gale, and it has fewer buttons. I find it a little more difficult to use, a little more complicated because stuff is hidden a little bit. Um, but and there's a little less in it, in my opinion. Um, but it's there. There's a lot of stuff. But I would start with Academic Search Complete. I think it's one of the best broad databases, and it'll get you a good start for a lot of things, and get you thinking that kind of way. So, okay. Do feel free to holler if you need anything else, though. I'm here for whatever. All right. Take care.